Well, it turns out the Jets are actively looking to fix their safety position. Well, hello, everybody. This is GreenBean. Let's just throw out a long shot here today. What do you think, huh? Let's do this. I want to tell you, there's proof now that the New York Jets are at least early going, taking some steps to fix this safety position. As we know, LaMarcus Joyner, a little bit old, little bit injury, that kind of stuff. He was injured the last game of the season. Chances are we're going to at least move away from him being the starter. Possibility of him returning as depth, maybe, who knows. But we're going to want somebody to replace him. We have Ashton Davis on the roster, but who knows about him. Then we have the Jordan Whitehead question, which is interesting. Big free agent signing last year. You could save $7 million cutting him this year. He was kind of on the disappointing side, tied for leading the team in missed tackles last year with 17. Not so good. So there is thoughts that maybe we want to move on from Jordan Whitehead. We don't know yet. But I'll tell you this. At the Combine, which is happening this week, the New York Jets have already met with safeties Christopher Smith, Riley Moss, Antonio Johnson, Trey Dean, Jamie Robinson, Jay Ward. They're meeting with Brian Branch tonight, and they've also met with recently, sadly injured J.L. Skinner. That's quite the crop to be this early in the meeting process, that it's focused on safety. So, look, the Jets are in this pocket. Joe Douglas hasn't done much in the safety department so far, but this could be the year that turns around. But there's an interesting thing. Now, again, I think it's a long shot. I'll tell you my feelings on it at the end. But could it be a situation where a former New York Jet all-star, a lot of Jets fans were quite upset when the Jets decided to move him over there to Seattle. Well, Jamal Adams, who has been injured half of the time that he's been with the Seahawks, literally one half of the entire time he's been there, he's missed because of injury. So the Seahawks, whatever luster has been on him is probably a little bit tainted, a little bit dimmed, as we say. Now, what's the situation? Well, the Seahawks have about $33 million in salary cap. Obviously, you got the draft picks, and then you have the restructuring of Geno Smith, the extension of Geno Smith. Lots of reports are that the Seahawks are very interested in doing just that. They're not looking to just let him float out in free agency. They want to keep him there. He's been there for 3 years now, looked pretty damn good last year. They're thinking of extending him, so he's going to take a nice sizable chunk of their salary. Now, their safety position right now, the two highest paid players on the Seahawks happen to be Jamal Adams and Quandre Diggs. Jamal Adams with $18.11 million a year and Quandre Diggs $18.1. So together, they're about 16.3% of their entire salary to the safety position. Again, Jamal Adams hasn't really been playing and wasn't really great when he played for them. Sure, he got the sack record that year, but 7 sacks, what is that really doing? Took him 2 years to get his first pick, all that sort of stuff. Could it be that the Seahawks are looking to save that salary? He's the highest paid safety in the NFL and all that. They can save about $10 or so million by cutting him now, which would also give them salary cap savings of over $10 million the next 2 years, and there's no guaranteed money after this year. So it's one of those situations where they could legitimately be looking to move on with him if he doesn't accept some sort of restructuring. Don't forget, he just held out to a degree for this contract not too long ago. So let's say he gets cut. He gets jettisoned from the Seahawks. The Jets are out there needing a safety. Obviously, everything's different over here in Florham Park than the depression-causing scenario that we had when he was here. Could it be a situation where Joe Douglas sees an opportunity similar to what Idzik saw when he traded Darrelle Revis and a year later he was cut? He missed the opportunity to just re-sign him real quick after getting a first and a fourth round pick for him. He went over to the Patriots, got his Super Bowl, and then we signed him back. Could it be a scenario where the Jets, Joe Douglas sees like, dude, I got 2 first and a third for this guy, which ended up being Garrett Wilson and Elijah Vera-Tucker, and then I get him back and I pay him what I'm paying Jordan Whitehead or something like that when the rest of the league tells Jamal Adams, we're not giving you $18 million, buddy. It just ain't happening. Could it be a situation where Joe Douglas can kind of have his cake and eat it too? What do you think of that? And does he do it for you? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to tell you right now. That's what I think. The old milk thumbs in reverse. That's what I think of Jamal Adams returning. Now, if he came, I'd root for him, of course. I don't think we should be floating in this direction, but it's interesting to look at that it's even out there right now. Not quite yet, but it's at least as real as friggin' Aaron Rodgers is. So let's see what you think. Would you be open to Jamal Adams returning to the Jets, fixing the safety position, assuming he stays healthy, of course, and Joe Douglas kind of getting back what he already reaped the rewards of? Let me know in the comments. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on this one. Have a great day, and as always, go Jets.